I am back with another story time for you guys. So listen up. This story is about when I dated a broke bitch. Okay, this is when I first came in the game of the lifestyle of being a lesbian, and I actually dated a broke bitch. You feel me? So, boom. Let's get back. Let's just get straight into it. So I would say I was about probably like 21. I'm 38 now, so you know this story like a long time ago. So we're gonna call my ex broke. So I met broke hanging out at a club with one of my friends I had just recently met, and she was telling me about the gay lifestyle, the scenery, and she was like, "Girl, you gotta go to the clubs, you gotta hang out." Because I was really eager to meet somebody. Like when I figured out in my mind that I liked it women, I was like, you know what? I want to meet somebody. Let me see how this goes. Like, 'cause I already was with a man. I've been in a relationship, so I was like, let me see how this goes with a woman. Boom. So me and my friend, she was like, yeah, friend, just come out to the scene, that's how you gonna meet people or whatnot. So it was this gay club called Club Kashmir, and it was like the most bangingest gay club I ever been to. Like, it was a vibe. So we used to go out there every Sunday. They used to have like shows and everything every Sunday, have a good time. They perform, they lip sync and everything. It used to be a wonderful time. It used to be so fun. So I started going out there, hanging out there with my friend, and she was just like, you see anybody? And I was like, no, I don't see nobody, you know what I'm saying? So we just having a good time or whatever. So I'm like, I don't see nobody. So we ended up going to the house or whatever one particular night. So she was like, friend, I want to throw a party or whatever, and invite some people over, maybe from the club and stuff like that. And we have a good time. My friend, she was a turn up girl, so we used to have a ball at her house. So she ended up throwing a party or whatever. So I ended up meeting broke there. So she was to me at the time, she was really cute, dark skin, dreads. She was giving Lil Wayne, you feel me? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I slid her my number and everything. We started talking and chatting. Whoop. So everything was fine. Weeks go by. We started going back to the clubs. That club, the gay bar, every Sunday. So me and her started going to the clubs. My friend was dating her homegirl. Well, she was actually married to her homegirl. So it just worked out perfectly because me and her were best friends. And then my new peoples was friends with her wife at the time, if that makes sense. Okay, so cool. So now we going to the clubs. We hanging, we chilling, you know what I'm saying? So we get to the door. And I'm like, she turned around, she like, oh, you spot me or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you straight, you cool. Yeah, I spot you, you know what I'm saying? I was young, I wasn't even really paying attention. Like, I'm just really a nice person. So I spot her or whatever, so we get in the club, we hang, we have a good time. I'm just free-hearted and nice. So I'm like, okay, I buy the first round of drinks. So I'm not noticing that she didn't have money for drinks. Because I'm like, I got the first round. So as I'm getting toasted, I'm noticing that she's still on that first drink. Like, she's still on the first drink. I'm like, damn, what the fuck wrong with you? I'm like, okay, cool. Still just I don't know what was wrong with me, but I'm just still like, okay, cool. So, long story short, we get out the club. We get back to my friend's house. We just start hanging. So she started like being over there every day. Like I had my own, well, I stayed with my mom at the time because I was young. But I would come to my friend's house every day when I get off of work. So when I get off of work, she will always be over there. And I would be like, it was normal at first because all of us was cool. But then after a while, like when I would talk to her when I get ready to leave, she'd be staying the night there. So I'm like, what the fuck did you stay the night over there? She started living there, y'all. She started living there with my homegirl. Okay, cool. So then I'm like, yo, you're not going to look for a job, What's going on? Because when I met her, I think she was working at Wendy's or somewhere, like one of the little restaurants and stuff, So I'm like, you're not, like as time went on, I'm like, you're not going to look for a job or whatever. And she was like, no, I'm just going to try to, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to thug it on the cone. I'm like, okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Long as you making some kind of money with like what you doing. So she was like, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna start making money. I'm just going through a lot because at the time she had lost, not at the time she had lost her mom, but her mom passed away when she was young. So I felt sympathetic to that. Like, she was just like, I can't get myself together, you know, a lot of stuff going on because my mom and this and that. And, you know, my dad and her dad passed at the same, I guess round about the same time when she was young, they passed away. And it was really hard for her, and I felt her pain. So every time she would use, well, I wouldn't want to say it was using an excuse. Well, it was an excuse. I don't care. I'm just going to say it. But she used that as an excuse all the time. And I was young, and my heart went out to her about it. So we started kicking it at my friend's house and stuff like that. So I started feeling uncomfortable as the relationship progressed. I'm like, okay, so you don't want to get a spot. You don't want to do nothing with yourself. And, you know, you can't just lean on my friend and her wife the whole entire time. So at the time, I'm making money. I was a manager at a gas station. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get you an efficiency. Get you an efficiency. And because, you know, sometimes when you have stuff, it'll motivate you to keep it. That's what I was thinking. So I got her an efficiency. It was like $150 a week. She kept that for like maybe 6 months. And like the agreement when I got it for her was, okay, $150 a week. I'm gonna get your first bomb. Got her first bomb. And I was like, every week you gotta keep up with this $150. I'm gonna make sure I do it for you this first week, and I'm gonna get your bomb. Just to get you started. But at the next week and after that, you gotta catch that rent. Okay, so everything was going fine for like 2 or 3 weeks. I would give it about 2 or 3 weeks. And the 4th week came, and I'm like, the landlord called me, and he was like, he needed his money. What's going on? Like, you haven't paid your rent? Like, what's going on? She just had the nastiest attitude. I don't have no money. Like, my mom and my daddy, this and that. I'm just going through a lot. And I'm like, okay, so if you don't have the money, so where the stuff at? If you don't have the money, you have the product, right? Like, where's the stuff? So you can get rid of this stuff and go ahead and pay your bills. So I'm like, she like, oh, I smoked it. How you smoked your rent money? How you smoked your bill money? How did you do that? So me being dumb, because I liked her, I said, you know what? I'll just get you another one, pay your rent, and you just get back on track. This kept going on for about 6 months. Every week I would pay the rent. Every week I paid $150, or she'd have $75 and shit like that. And it was just like, I was making money at the time, so it really wasn't bothering me at the time. But then as I sat down with my friends and like observed stuff, it started bothering me. You know what I'm saying? So one day my homegirl called me. No, one day I called my homegirl, and I'm like, friend, this is stressing me out. I said, I don't even know if I want to be like this no more, because, like, this shit crazy. She was like, nah, friend, you just picked the wrong one. She was like, you need to get that broke hoe from up under you and get you somebody that's bought something. You know what I'm saying? She was like, just like how a man and a woman is, a woman and a woman the same way. She was like, don't have no broke bitch up under you. She was like, I was so glad she got up out my house. She thinks she gonna eat up all my kids' food and shit. So at this moment, I'm feeling embarrassed, because I don't rock like that. You feel me? I do not rock like that. I'm a more soul of like keep my shit together, a helper. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep my shit together, because we all have our ups and downs. But like, I'm just not no bummy bitch. You feel me? So I'm embarrassed. So she's like, yeah, friend. She's like, it's some neighbors that just moved in or whatnot. She was like, some of them girls cute over there. And I'm like, for real, girl? She was like, yeah. And she was like, I actually been kicking with one of them already, because her and her wife was going through stuff, so they was about to split. So she was already like, you know, hanging out and shit. So she was like, yeah, come meet her homegirl. So I was like, all right, I get off at such and such. So she called me back again. She was like, friend, the homegirl want to talk to you. So I talked to her, and I'm like, what's up? And she was like, yeah, I've been hearing a lot about you, you know what I'm saying? So I want to see you or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, cool. Just give me a couple of days. Let me get this straight. Because the girl that I was dealing with, she was broke. And she was a narcissist. She was so mean. She was, she just was, oh my God. So she was like, okay, cool. So I'm over there talking to my girlfriend at the time. I'm like, you know, I don't know if I could do this. She like, what you mean you can, what you mean you can't do this? you know, me and you supposed to be fucking around. I thought you felt for my situation, da 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 da. And I'm like, I do, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I want my own life. Like, I don't want to be sitting here have to take care of nobody every time I turn around. She was like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get myself together. And she just kept avoiding trying this breakup. She just kept avoiding it. And I just did not know how to break up with her. So, fast forward the story. So, one day, I get off of work. My homegirl like, yeah, man, when you going to come over here and see the girl? That's all we've been talking about. We think y'all will be so cute together, man. Come see the girl. So, I was like, okay, one day, I was like, you know, all right, fuck it. I'm going to come see her. So, I go see the girl or whatever. She mad cute, mad cool. Got a job, chilled as fuck, vibe died, you know what I'm saying? Not boring, not mean, not just, and she was cool as hell. So me and the girl kicking it or whatever, I would say about like 2 days strong. Like every time I got off, I went over there. So one day, me and the girl, mind you, I ain't tell my girlfriend at the time that I was talking to somebody else. Because she was so mean. She was a cheater. She was mean and nasty, broke. And I just didn't feel like she deserved that. You feel me? So I didn't tell her about the girl. So I went to the corner store with the girl. We ride up in the corner store. And we get out. I'm getting my stuff. I'm purchasing my stuff or whatever. So here come my girlfriend. And I'm like, she like, oh yeah, who is this girl? Who is this bitch? And I'm like, oh, that's my homegirl. I'm just getting her a ride. She's like, hey, no, you ain't giving her no ride. So she want to square up with me. And at the time, I wasn't no fighter. I ain't even going to lie to y'all. Like, at the time, I wasn't no fighter. I wasn't on that or none of that shit. So she like, what's up? What you want to do? Or whatever. So she took a can and she hit me in the top of my head with it. She bust my head over. Boom. So me and her started fighting. I'm trying to fight her. She beat me up because I couldn't fight at the time. So she hit me across the head, my head open. I go to the hospital, had to go get stitches and everything. She blowing up my phone, Now this time I'm bold because it's out now. So I'm like, girl, I'm straight. Like, I'm done. Like, me and this girl rocking or whatever. We straight. Like, I'm good on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she was just like, nah, man, that's fucked up. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this and that to you. And this and that. Broke as hell now. Like, she just tripping. And I'm like, man, you did a lot to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would not talk to her. Me and her just would, like, argue and I hang up to speak. Like, fuck you, hang up. So this one particular day, she called me and I gave her a conversation. And I felt bad for her. And she was just like, can I get $20? I'm hungry and this and this and that. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll give you $20. So I met up with her, gave her the $20 or whatever. So me and the girl relationship started progressing. We was together for maybe 6 months at the time. Everything going good. She's working, I'm working. She got her own spot. I was living with my mom at the time, but we were trying to get a place together. So I used to be at my friend's house all the time because she stayed in the same complex as my homegirl. So I'm out there at my friend's house, and at the time I used to smoke cigarettes. So I used to want to get 2 for $1 cigarettes. And I used to always use my change, never use my bills because that was crazy. I have change. So I went to my car and I'm like, I need a cigarette, friend. Let me go get me a cigarette. Go to my car, there's no change in my car. So I'm like, I'm tripping because I be smoking. So I'm like, okay, I might be high or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping. Where the fuck is my change? I mean, I'm just tripping. I probably used my change already. So as the time go by, it was another day I needed my change. And I know I had a bunch of change in my car. And I went in there and it was no change. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, what the fuck? How somebody get in my car? And I thought about it. I'm like, my ex-girlfriend know that I have change in my car, and I don't always leave my car locked. So this girl was going in my car stealing my change, y'all. Like, she stole my change, bro. That shit was like so ugh. Like, bitch, what's wrong with you? So I call her. I'm like, yo, you stole my change. You taking my change? She's like, it ain't nothing but change. Like, what the fuck? Like, you good? You straight? Like, I'm like, all right, cool. So let me just start locking my car. So one day, me and my girlfriend, my new girlfriend at the time, we just coming from the beach. So we going up the stairs or whatever, and we see Brokey Broke up underneath the stairway talking to her homeboys. So we just carry on up the stairs. She just talking her little shit, and the girl that I was dating at the time, she wasn't seeing that shit, so she would never respond back to her. So we took a shower, got dressed, and getting ready to go to the club. We coming down the stairs, and this girl, brokey broke, she was just like, we coming down the stairs, and me and my new girlfriend at the time was talking. She was like, "You want something to eat before we go to the club?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's just stop at McDonald's, let's get something quick." You feel me? Cause I'm just ready to turn up. Just give me a cheeseburger and a fry. I'm good. So she's like, "Okay, cool. Let's just stop at McDonald's or whatever and get you something to eat." And I'm probably just gonna get a number one. You feel me? And I'm like, "Okay, cool." Do you know Brokey Broke was underneath the stairway, and she said, "Hey y'all, can y'all bring me a number two back with a large coat?" Bro, what? Okay. So when we got in the car, we bust out laughing. We thought that was so funny because she sounded like she was dead ass serious. And bitch, you gotta be desperate to ask your ex-girlfriend with her new bitch, can y'all bring her back something to eat? Because she don't got no money. And it just was like it was just so embarrassing. Like, and my new girlfriend was like, "Man, you really was going through it. Like, this bitch was broke as fuck. Like, what the fuck?" And she didn't want to she didn't want to let you go off of the strength that you was taking care of her. And I was just so embarrassed. Like, it was just so horrible. Like, I don't know what I was going through. Like, for real, for real. Like, everywhere we would go, she would need something. Like, that shit was, like, embarrassing and crazy. And she was cute. She was giving, at the time, Lil Wayne was hot. So the little studs used to try to look like Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Dark skin, dreads, you know. She was really cute. But it was just like, bitch, you used me in the entire relationship. We stayed together for like maybe 3 years. And it was horrible. Like, every time I got paid, it was never like a check to myself and my bills. It would be always me, bills, her. It don't matter where we go at, she needs something. She never did anything for me. And it was just so embarrassing. I just couldn't believe this bitch came down the stairs and was just like, "Can y'all bring me a number two with a cup?" This bitch was stealing my change out my car. Then it came a time where me and my best friend, we used to do a lot of shit for each other. Like, if she buy something, she buy something for me. If I buy something, I buy something for her. So one day, went to Metro, and I bought, at the time, the Razors was like the hottest phone out. And it was like $400, $500 a piece. So I got me and my best friend a phone. So she was mad about that. She was like, "Why would you get your friend a phone and you don't even look out for your nigga?" I'm like, "Girl, I look out for you too much. Like, your rent, your food, your pads, whatever you need, your weed habit, whatever. I'm always looking out. So I ain't got nothing for you." So me and my friend had our phone for, I would say, about like a good, almost a year. Not even a year. I think I had my phone for 3 months. She kept hers. But I turned my phone off and left it in the car one day. Right? I left my phone in the car one day. And I think she was plotting on stealing it. Because when my friend woke up, I was like, "Dang, friend, can you call my phone? I can't find my phone." So she was like, "Yeah, friend, just I'm gonna call it, go down to the car and see if you hear it." So she called it. We hear the phone in the car, but we can't find the phone. So I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I'm tearing up the car trying to find the phone, can't find the phone. She's just standing there. She was my girlfriend at the time. So she just standing there. This is Brokey Broke. She just standing there. She was like, I said, "You ain't gonna help me find my phone?" She was like, "Oh, nah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where it's at." And getting all like, "I don't know where it's at. What the fuck I'm like what you, like I'm accusing her. I'm just asking her, damn, you gonna stand there and help me?" So she just acting all funny. So that just gave me off a light bulb in my head. I'm like, this bitch probably done hid my phone and plotting on when to come back to my car and whatever. So long story short, I couldn't never find a phone or whatever. It ended up dying in the car because after a while we kept calling and we couldn't hear it. So I ended up doing a police report on my phone because the phone was like $500. Like, I had just recently got the phone. End up never finding the phone, but it came out one day we was high. We got on little drugs one day, And she came out and she was being real nice and trying to tell the truth about stuff. And she was like, you know, I got something to tell you. And I was like, what? She was like, man, even when you lost your razor, I had pawned it. I had put it underneath your, cause you know, like them older cars, like you could lift up the rug a little bit and you could put something up under it. She said she lifted up my rug and slid my phone up under there, and then when we went back in the house, she got it and put it in the pawn shop. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you know, but yes, y'all, that was my story of me dating a broke bitch, and it was crazy. Like, it was crazy. The bitch ended up putting sugar in my tank. She didn't want me to stop talking to her, solely because I was helping her out. And I was so lost in my mind because I was young. You got to understand, I was just getting a job, my first job, first money. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, you need this here. It ain't nothing, you know, you need a drink. Yeah, this ain't nothing. You need pads, you need something to smoke. It ain't nothing. Like, you know, I'm not thinking like, this bitch broke. I just was a really nice and naive person at the time. So yes, guys, that was my story of me dating a broke bitch. That bitch was so broke. Like, it was crazy. Like, we get in the line at the club. She like, let me get $20 to get in. Let me get a drink. Let me get this. Let me get that. And, like, it's not even about, you know what I'm saying? Because now I don't date nothing but bosses. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I date you, you got to be a boss. Point blank period, because I'm a boss. So, it's not about somebody having money. It's about, like, y'all building something together. I don't care if we both got to go work at McDonald's together. We gonna get it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could build something together. Not one always doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a film. Films don't, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was thrown to me. But, you know, everybody lives and they learn. And I definitely learned, because I would never date a broke person. Like, you can be, I would say, if you work at a low budget job, I'm fine with that, like, because people can grow. But like, somebody that's absolutely broke, no. Somebody with no ambition, no. Somebody that's like mean and negative and want to wallow in their sorrows because they broke, and then want to always come with the dry begging. Oh, you know, such and such, I need this, and you know, this is going on in my life, and I just really need $5, and I just feel so like, no, I'm not with that no more. So like, yeah, that was my story of me dating a broke bitch. Bitch was broke. Bitch was cute, but the bitch was broke. The shit was crazy. But yes, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video next week.